Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Maya if you're new here. This video is going to be part 2 of my Africa recap vlog slash just recap video. I just wanted to do it in 2 parts because I just felt like it was going to be a little long and I just have like so many pictures and videos that I like want to include. And like obviously at the time of me recording, I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna do it yet, so we'll see. But yeah, we're just gonna keep it moving along with day 8 of the whole trip. I forgot to mention, I was just looking through my pictures here, and on the way back from St. Lucia, we actually stopped at a gas station. Like I was kind of weary of like stopping at like the gas stations or something there, just because you don't really know like what is going to be like sketchy or not, because like everything kind of just looks like empty and dead because like you're in the middle of nowhere. But it was actually like the nicest gas station ever, and like all the snacks just look so good. Like I wanted to go back there so bad and buy more snacks, but we just didn't really like pass by it again, and I honestly did not have room to buy anything else. Like that is like my biggest regret. Not even like regret, like I don't want it to sound like I like regret some things, because like I just know like in the back of my mind like I am gonna be back there at some point in my life, so I'm trying not to like get too caught up on it, and I'm really not. But it's just like from here on out, like I said, I'm like I am not going to not buy something because either like hesitation of like the price or whatever it may be, or even like not being able to fit it in my suitcase. But I will say like I'm all for like I will check as many bags as I need to for like something like this, you know, because you travel so far. But I did not know that it was $100 to check an extra bag on an international flight. I thought it was gonna just be the normal like 30, maybe 50. It was $100. But it's fine. And now I know for next time. Cause I just was shocked because like I feel like so many people pack multiple bags for international flights. But I don't know. So the more you know. But okay, we're gonna just continue on. So the next day was like another great day. This was our first time going in through the other gate that I was telling you guys about. So the first day we went to like the south gate, and then we went to St. Lucia and went to a different gate, and now this one is the one that we would be going to like the next few days. And this is like the closest one to our hotel. They picked us up at the hotel, which we'll get to. But yeah, so this was like the closest one to us. And so yeah, they picked us up at our hotel at like 6 a.m. and the drive to get to the gate was like probably like 20, maybe even 30 minutes. Like I don't know, it felt so long because it was freezing. We were so cold, like oh my god, it was so freaking cold. Like we were like trying to bundle up, but even like the wind coming at you, like it was so cold. So the next few days we were like, we'll just meet you at the gate. But yeah, so we got to the gate, and I can't remember if it was this day or a different day, but they had like a little shop set up, and so I went and looked and I bought more stuff because once again, at this point I was like, I'm not buying something anymore. But this day was definitely the rhino day. We saw a ton of rhinos like right off the bat. Lots of monkeys, which I was like obsessed with the monkeys. Like I know it wouldn't like seem like it's that special, but I don't know. I just feel like, I mean, I haven't been to a zoo in a while, but I just like, it just like it's so like, this is so annoying, but like it is just so different to see the animals like in their natural habitat. Like I really think the last time I went to the zoo was the San Diego Zoo, and that was like 2019 or something. Like literally I don't know the last time I went to the zoo, so like I hadn't seen any of these animals, let alone monkeys. And I think with the monkeys, it was just like we got like super close to the monkeys and they're so like small and cute. Like, I don't know. But yeah, so we saw lots of rhinos here. I'm like trying to remember, like there was one day, like pretty much every day I kind of had a headache in the morning just because like I really wasn't getting like a lot of sleep and I was like exhausted from like waking up so early and we were just like doing stuff all day. Like even though you're like sitting the whole time, I feel like my brain was constantly engaged because I was like either looking for animals or I was like messing with the camera. And then at night when we would come home, I would try to like edit all the pictures so that we could post them and like send them to everyone, because usually that's what my sister does. And now I'm just like, it was a lot. And like literally I have 2,000 photos on here and like literally like 1,500 of those are from the nice camera that I was taking. So it was definitely a lot to like go through everything. And then yeah, the pictures are also like, they're kind of out of order because the camera was getting confused with the time change. But yeah, we saw a lot of rhinos. And then so this guide, it was only like 4 hours also. We thought it was longer, but for some reason it was not that long. But we had basically pretty much seen like all the same stuff we've been seeing, right? And then at the end, we saw this elephant like kind of in the distance, but we were like, it's close to the road. And our guide was like, oh, like it's probably gonna cross the road. So then we like try to like speed up and like get to it so we could see it. And it was literally like 10 feet away. Oh my gosh, it was so cool. I have a video that I'll insert.
Now this is a good video.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was like so close. It looked so massive. It was like, this was definitely like, I want to say this was like the highlight because it was so close and like it literally crossed right in front of us. And he like, unfortunately we couldn't like stay that long because one, we were like towards the end of our drive, and second, he said like if you don't make like a noise or something with the car, like the elephant could literally stay in the road for like hours. But so like as soon as it crossed the road, he like turned the car on and so it would like go across the street more. But then for some reason, like right after it crossed, we like left. So I don't know. Like the guides kind of just all had a mind of their own. Like they all have like an agenda. Like maybe he had like another tour or something. But that was definitely like such a highlight, super cool. But yeah, I was gonna say, I think it was this day, like I started getting a headache and like pretty much every day I was taking Dramamine every day. And I was taking pretty much like every day I was taking Excedrin or Advil or something. And then I was drinking Alani News because I was like tired. So I was doing like a lot of things that I don't normally like take like on a daily basis. I just think it like all, and I was like dehydrated too. So I just think it like all kind of contributed. But then after our little morning drive, like that was kind of like the most significant thing. My Nana made him take us up to this hilltop place where you could like have lunch at, but I don't know, I can't remember what our plan was, but like they weren't open. We wanted to go for dinner, but they like, you had to be out of the park by 6 because of like all the animals and stuff. Like, cause you can like drive around the park in your own car. We just didn't really want to do that, but we did end up doing that. But anyway, like we wanted to go to dinner there, but you had to be out of the park by 6, and they didn't like open the restaurant for dinner until like 5:30. So it just wasn't gonna work out. but we just like looked at it and then we ended up going back the next day. But it had like this map. Like I was asking a lot of questions about the cats, and it had like this map of how many animals and stuff they have in the park, because they try to keep track of that. And I already told you guys about the lions, but I was curious about like the cheetahs and stuff, because I'm like, or even like the wild dogs, like I just wanted to see something like that. But they're very hard to spot, I think, and I just like, obviously I'm just gonna have to go back. So because like literally we saw everything on this list except wild dogs, lions, and the cheetah. Like that's literally it. So I'm gonna have to go back. But yeah, so then after that, we like went home, I think grabbed some food. I don't even remember, honestly. And then we took our car and went back and drove through the park. And I remember like I was kind of crashing at this point. Like I can't remember if it was my headache yet, but I just was like starting to not feel very good. And so, and I like honestly, like driving around the park yourself, I think it's so stupid. Like you can't see anything, and I just didn't like it. I would not do it again. I would not recommend it personally. So like I was low-key like drifting in and out, but I did like while we were on, I'm pretty sure it was during this, like while we were self-driving through the park is when Tana and her Tarte collab had launched, and I low-key had like service in the park with my eSIM, so I ordered the collab while we were doing that. So I thought that was kind of funny. So we only did that for like 1 or 2 hours, maybe not even, and then we went home and just relaxed. And then okay, yeah, I think my head was like starting to get worse, and so, but I like every time we would go home I would want to drink because my uncle's a big drinker, and I just like wanted to drink. Like I thought it would be fun. And so like I had one little drink, which like obviously I probably shouldn't have. And then our hotel had this like drummer, like traditional Zulu dance thing. I don't even know what it's called. Like I'll find it and put it on screen because I should know what it's called. But I was like, we need to go tonight because like the next night we had like another sunset safari, and then the next night we had to pack. So I was like, I'm not doing it the next 2 nights. So if we want to go, we need to go tonight. But my head was like literally pounding at this point, but I was like, I don't even care. Like I'm gonna go. Like I'm here, I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna let my headache like ruin this. And also I was like maxed out on medicine. Like I couldn't take any more medicine at this point. So I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna go. And we go, and of course they're like banging on the drums, and at first I was like, oh no, like this was a bad idea. But then I don't know, for me personally, if I start getting like distracted, my headache kind of like goes away. So like it went away temporarily, and they like all did their dance or whatever, and then of course they asked for volunteers. And like looking around, I was like, they're gonna ask me. Like I really don't like to do stuff like that, but I'm always like, I just always get picked on, I feel like, for stuff like that. And so I was forced to go up there. I haven't even looked at the video my mom took, so not sure if I'm gonna include that or not. but I did it. And I mean, I'm glad I did it because it's like, once again, like you're only there once. Like I'm never gonna see these people ever again, so who cares? But when we were walking out, this little boy like literally was like in my path. Like I could not pass him without, like he was in the middle of the path. And he like holds out his arms, like literally those guys, where's my hug? Like gives me a hug. And I was just like, okay, like I don't know what's going on. Because they all look the same too. Like, cause I was like, is this the one that like picked me? Like I literally could not, I don't think he was, but I was just like, whatever. And then my mom was like, oh, let me get a picture. And so he like puts his arm around me and then he's like, let's hold hands, like we're boyfriend and girlfriend. And I was just, or he said like we're a couple. And I was like, oh, funny. And like I could tell he was young, like because they all looked young as fuck. And my mom was like, oh, how old are you? And he was like, I'm 17. And I was like, oh, I'm 10 years older than you. And he was like, huh? Like he was literally like, what the fuck, you grandma ass bitch? Like I don't fucking know. It was so funny though. Like literally story of my life though, like actually. And then so our other guys before were all got males at this point, and they were all telling us, like we were asking them like history and like what traditions and stuff they have in Africa. And it's like a tradition that you have to like buy cows for your wife's family to like exchange for her. And the more cows means like the more you're worth basically. And like one guy we had talked to said he got like, he was working to get like 11 cows for his wife. And then we asked one, I can't even remember like what he said, like maybe my mom would remember, but like he was saying, they were saying like my stats or whatever, like how much would I be worth? Because, and then he said like, because I'm older and like don't have kids, that it's worth more. I don't really like understand that. Maybe I'll look it up. Let's see. Yeah, see, it just says negotiation between the families taking into account the bride's age, education, social standing, and financial status. It's called Lobolo, and then there's a Lobolo calculator. That's so funny. Okay, whatever. I can't find the age thing that I was just saying. But like one of our guys said, like, I don't even remember. I want to say he said like, oh, I'd be worth like 15 or like 12. I don't remember. He said some number. And then this little kid, my mom was like, oh, like how many cows would you get for me? And he said, what did he say? I have a picture of it. Hang on. I'm like getting all my days confused right now. I literally have like, I took a Snapchat after. He would give 18 cows for me. So slay. But yeah, then after that, I obviously went to bed because my head was pounding. But then, okay, so then the next day, since we hadn't seen cats, I was like, I want to go to this Zululand cat conservation place because like I would just want to see some cats. And basically this place, it's really cool. They like will rescue the cats if they're hurt or something, and then like help them heal and then release them back into the wild. And then they also reproduce cats and like breed them or whatever, and then send them out into the wild too, so that they can keep the population up. Because obviously, like, I don't know if it's like global warming or what it is, but like a lot of animals are like obviously in danger of going extinct and stuff. So what they're doing is really cool. And so we saw a lot of cats there. We got to like go in the cage with them and even touch one of them. I again do not remember the names. I will put them on screen. And then you also get within like 5 feet of a cheetah. A literal cheetah, mate. Oh my god, they were so cute. I just wanted to touch them so bad. Like the cheetah, like they're so pretty and like majestic. They're so cute. But yeah, and then our guide there was also so funny, and he like was making jokes and stuff with us about like getting eaten by the cheetah or something. And then he also like would take pictures to make it look like we were like really close to the cheetah, but we weren't actually like that close. But it was definitely fun. And then so then after that, we went back to the other market I was telling you guys about, and that's kind of when I bought a bunch of stuff. Like I was like out of money after this. I had to like borrow some from my family and whatnot. So yeah, that was definitely a success on the shopping. And then we went to, so I was feeling good at this point, you know, my headache was like mostly gone from the day before. And then we went to the Hilltop restaurant that I was just saying, and like, I don't know what it was, but like, I was like super hungry too at this point, so that probably did not help, but like, I was like not feeling well. Like I was like, I kind of felt like I was on the verge of an anxiety / panic attack. Like I just was like, something is wrong. Like I don't feel well. Like I was like, something just does not feel right. But obviously, like I said, just a combination of all the things, like obviously you're not gonna feel well. So yeah, and then even after I ate, like the food was really good there, and like even after I ate, I was just not feeling that good. And then like after this, we had to go meet for another game drive at 2, and it was like at the gate. And even then I was like, I don't feel good. Like I feel like I should just go back to our hotel and like just sit there. But I was like, no, I can't. Like I have to keep going. And then our guide was like, my mom was like asking me, she was like, are you okay? Like, because I didn't want to say it in front of like the rest of my family, because sometimes like what they say like makes it worse, you know, like they make it super dramatic and it's just not helpful. And so like they were all in the bathroom and it was just me and my mom, and she was like, are you okay? And I was like, no, I don't feel good. Like I really don't feel good. And she was like, well, like what do you mean? And I was just like, I just feel weird. Like I think I'm just like dehydrated. Like I don't know. And then our guide was there and she was like, yeah, you're probably dehydrated, just like keep chugging water. And so that's basically what I did. I just kept chugging water. But then later my mom was like, oh yeah, you looked pale. And I was like, okay, thanks. Like you should have told me. Like, but eventually I felt better. Like I just was like, get it together, Maya. Like you're fine. Like, I don't know. I just like, I pushed through because you have to like this is a once in a lifetime experience. You have to push through. But yeah, that drive was pretty good. I loved our guide on this one. It was a girl, and she was just like very knowledgeable, giving us all the tea. And like obviously at this point it's like the guides are kind of all telling us the same things, but it's good to keep hearing it because you don't like, you're not anywhere near an expert at this stuff. But so we saw a lot of rhinos again that day. We saw one poop, which was not fun at all. I actually hated that. And then from afar we saw an elephant like splashing in the water, and like that was super cool. It's just like, I wish I had like a better lens or knew how to like video that far away. Like I just like, I love the pictures that I got, but it was like, I just wish I could have videoed it or something. Like I don't know, but that was really cool to see. She was like, this is for pure enjoyment. Like there's no reason for him to be doing this. Like he just is having fun, which is like so cute. But yeah, saw more monkeys, and then we saw another elephant close up, but he was kind of like in the trees. But I got like a cool picture of his little trunk like pulling the tree down. And like the other thing too is our guide was saying like the elephants are so big, but they're so quiet. Like all we could hear was like the trees rustling. We couldn't hear like anything else when he was doing that. So that was cool. And again, this was supposed to be a sunset safari, and the sunset was shit. It was cloudy. Like in the morning and during the day, it was like sunny. And then it was like, it kept getting like cloudy at night. So, cause we wanted to have like a champagne toast. Like my Nana wanted to do that. And it just was like, it was too cloudy. So we did not do that. And then I think that was pretty much it. I think, oh, and we also saw a dead buffalo that day, which RIP. But yeah, that was it. And so then the next day, kind of, I don't, if you saw my last video or earlier in the video, I talked about like my Nana. My Nana has already been there 2 times, and she just like wanted to keep doing the same things for some reason. And I was like trying to keep my cool and just like let her do it because, again, I feel like I will go back at some point. This was probably her last time going, but she wanted to take us to where she stayed before, which we were originally supposed to stay here, and I'm really glad we didn't stay here because it was basically like, it was like an all-inclusive resort is what I'm comparing it to. Like, it had food, it had like a little shop, it had like this little village thing with performances, and then I don't even know what else. But then they also had like their own little like game reserve that was like way smaller than what we've been doing. And we did like a little safari there. But I don't know, I just felt like all the weird vibes. Like, the car wasn't that nice that we like were in. It was kind of like the shittiest out of all of them. And then to me, our guide was like kind of weird. Like, I don't know if anyone else felt that vibe, but he was like, I don't know, he was just giving me weird vibes. And maybe it's because like of this sentence I'm about to say. Like, he was like, oh yeah, I have 2 wives and I'm looking for a 3rd. And like, obviously this was probably a joke, but he was like, and I'm looking for my 3rd American wife. And I was just like, funny. So I don't know, he just gave me weird vibes, and like the whole place just gave me weird vibes. Like, I'm so happy we didn't stay there. But kind of like what I was saying earlier / in the last video, like this day I would have much rather gone to the first gate that we originally went to, but it wasn't solely up to me. Or I was really wanting to go back to Cape Town this day, a day early, but we like already had everything set in place, like flights and like accommodation and whatnot. So that wouldn't have been like the easiest thing to do. But I mean, it was fine. Like, at least we saw it, and like we're happy with our decision to not stay there, you know? And like, because basically like what we were saying too is like, we think she literally did the same like little safari area every single day, which would have gotten so boring. Because even like this last gate, like I guess looking at it now, we only did it 2/3 times, because if you count like the self-driving one. But it's like you had to take the same route pretty much every single time, because like there was no other way to go, you know? Like, there was only like 2 or 3 ways that you could start off, and for some reason our guides took us the same ways. So yeah, but it was fine. Honestly, at the cat conservation place, they had accommodation there, and I feel like that would have been so cool to like stay on the property with the cats. But then after that, we did ask, okay, again, my Nana being the way she is, we also had to take our guide like into town with us in our car. And I just was like, whatever. But so then after that, he did recommend us a place to go eat, and we did go to it. And it was like, the food wasn't that good, but like the vibes were there. Like, it was literally looked like an American like brewery or something. And then there was like a cute shop also. So I definitely liked the vibes of that. And we were all saying like, oh, if we would have known this was here earlier, like we would have came here like a couple times, because like they had a huge menu too. Like, what I got a burger, and for some reason there they put barbecue on all their burgers, which like obviously I could have just gotten it plain, but like the barbecue on the burger was just kind of like a weird like standard, I guess, like because I'm not always in the mood for barbecue. But there was also this big like group of solo travelers there. Like, I don't even know where they were staying. Or they said they stayed at the Hilltop place, because that also had accommodations. But like my Nana was like too scared to stay in the park. I don't know. But yeah, so it was cool to talk to them, because I have considered doing one of those solo traveling groups. And so now I'm like, well, maybe I can do it. So, because we talked to them like a little bit. But anyway, that was like pretty much it. And then after that, we went home and relaxed and packed, which I had a lot of packing to do. Oh, I also was gonna say, at the place where my Nana stayed, since they have like a smaller park, the rhinos have their horns there, and because it is more like secured and more security and whatnot, So I'm not gonna say what the name of that place was because they don't want poachers to obviously somehow find it and go steal the horns. But we did see like a decent amount of animals there and like super close up because they could go like off the path more. It's just like I was saying, it just would have gotten like old super fast, I feel like. But this day we did see a lot of giraffes there, and we kind of hadn't seen a ton of giraffes the whole time. So I'm glad we at least went to see the giraffes. But that's kind of what I was saying. It's like, even when there was like a negative to something, like the positive like outweighed the negative. So it's really hard for me to like say like, oh, I don't think we should have done that, because like ultimately it was like worth it, you know? It's just, if I was planning it solely by myself, next time I just would do a lot of things differently, I think. And that's why I wanted to make this video, so like people can like research it more, because it was so hard to find anything about this place where I stayed. And like, I don't know, this is definitely, if you want to do a safari on a budget, like this is definitely the way to go. But obviously other parks are probably like the better option overall. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The next day was a full travel day, so not much to talk about there. We had to leave our house by 7:30 to drive back to Durban, and our flight was at 12 o'clock. We landed in Cape Town at 2:30, and then we didn't leave Cape Town until 8 o'clock. And that day, me and my mom were highly considering like Ubering into town to buy more stuff. But after packing, I was like, I literally don't have room for anything else. And it also just would have been very stressful because like in Cape Town, we did have to go through like 3 or 4 different security checkpoints. So it's definitely a good thing we didn't do that, but we did have to like sit around for a long time, but it went by pretty fast. And we went to the lounge again, whatever. And the airport did have some good shopping. It's just, again, I was like out of room. Otherwise, I probably would have bought a lot more stuff. And then we landed in Atlanta at 6 a.m. I got me some Chick-fil-A, and that was pretty much it. The Atlanta airport, like, in the trains, like something was going on and we were smelling like burnt rubber, so that was a little concerning. I've never experienced that before, but luckily the airport was like empty at that time, so it was fine. But yeah, that is pretty much it. I know that this is probably gonna be a long video, or if it's in 2 parts, hopefully you watch both parts and you got a good sense of the trip. But yeah, it honestly was such a good trip. Like, I can't wait to go back one day. Like, I want to go back, like, literally in the next 5 years if possible, and go to, like, one of the bigger parks and, like, stay at a place where, like, the animals, like, can come up to your house or whatever. Like, I really, really want to do that. It's definitely on my bucket list, but I'm glad I got to go, and I'm so grateful that I got to go with my family. And I'm just grateful that the flights weren't as bad as I thought. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, definitely leave them down below and I will get to all of them, because I just will. And yeah, I guess that's it. But thank you guys so much for watching. Not sure what my next video is going to be, but stay tuned. But yeah, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.